Hey guys, it's me, Carter. Welcome to the Build Your Kids Library, where I read books to kids who need someone to read with. Today's book we're going to read is Malique Defeats the Bully by John Conde. Now let's get started.
Build a kids library where we learn to read. Build a kids library, Build a kids
There I was, sitting in the 7th grade, science class on a crisp fall day. Mr. Clyde, our science teacher, had just used his floor model on the solar system to help us visualize the revolution of the planets around the sun. I exhaled in awe, fascinated by our solar system's gas giants, Neptune, Uranus, Saturn, and Jupiter. Our classroom overflowed with students from various backgrounds, most of who were eager to embrace the academic rigor that separates middle school from elementary. We had 3 Michaelas, 2 Juans, 3 Andrews, but only 1 Malique, me. My small square desk was located towards the front of the classroom, intentionally set apart from the few students who enjoyed being disobedient and not following the rules. Mr. Clyde directed us to get into groups to collaborate on an assignment about the solar system. I was eager to get started with my group members, Rebecca and Johnny. Rebecca, a refugee student from Ukraine, had recently enrolled in our school after moving here due to the conflict in her country. She was a model student, always seated before the bell rang and the last to leave class. And Johnny had just moved here from China. He communicated with us through an app that translated his native language to English. As our group discussed the difference in temperature between the planets, Bigley, he was called Bigley because he was the same size as Mr. Clyde, stood up from his desk in the back corner of the classroom and proceeded to walk up to my desk while pointing at my faded jeans and slightly worn shoes. Without any provocation or remorse, he disrupted my group's exploration activity. Bigley pointed down at my jeans that were frayed around the edges. "Hey, Malique, those jeans are missing a tag in the back," he explained. "Where did you buy them from? And your shoes look like you have had them since the 3rd grade." The classroom roared with laughter at Bigley's rude comments, and he grinned widely, assuming he'd accomplished his goal of hurting my feelings. However, Bigley did not know I was prepared to be the victor of the unwanted war he had just waged on my casual attire. Swiftly, I would end this spectacle quicker than he had started it. Bigley's bullying was intentional and intimidating. He stood tall and stuck his chest out, waiting for a response. His eyebrows contorted, and the tenseness in his face revealed his impatience for my response. Silence fell across the classroom. Johnny had placed his iPad on the table and looked up in shock. Rebecca's eyes peered over the top of a book she was reading, as if she did not want anyone to see her looking. Now, I refused to agree, even for a second, with the myth that the price of material things like clothing determines the value of a person. Bigley's opinion about my choice of clothing was flawed, and I would never allow someone's false ideology to influence my self-worth. Furthermore, I have always tried to interact with people using personality, humor, empathy, and kindness. I expect to be treated the same way by others. Bigley appeared smug as he challenged me to a response, simply with the look on his face. I was emotionally calm, thinking about the best response, like forming a hypothesis in science, using facts based on observations. I considered my word choices. Finally, I had the perfect answer for Bigley. With all the eyes completely silent classroom on me, I glanced at Lee's pristine white tennis shoes and freshly ironed collared shirt, and then I confidently asked, "How is that working for you?" Big Lee looked stunned. He blinked a few times and his lips moved like he was going to say something, but then he just walked away with a confused look on his face. Big Lee learned a valuable lesson that day, that words used to describe you should never be used to define you. I wasn't about to allow his problem to become my problem. In the end, Lee realized I was just as confident in my slightly worn shoes and frayed jeans as he was in his pressed collared shirt and new tennis shoes. Rebecca resumed reading her book while smiling with relief. The class whispered to one another in disbelief, and we all returned to what was most important in middle school, obtaining a quality education. After school that day, Johnny told me, "Malique, I am no longer going to worry about someone teasing me about my communication app. From now on, I'm just going to say, how is that working for you?" Thank you for reading this book with me. I read one of John Codd's books a few years ago, so if you want to read more of John Codd's books, then go to my YouTube channel, Popcorn and Books. Again, my name's Carter, and I thank you for your time.